just the perfect ratio of that chewy wrapper, that crispy bottom, and then that lovely sweet prawn garlic chive filling. Ah, heaven. So we're going to go all out here and make our own dumpling wrappers for this recipe. So I've got some plain flour and I'm just going to make a well in the center here, and I'm going to pour in just some hot water. It's been boiled and then left to sit for a couple of minutes just to cool a little bit, but it's still warm. Keep mixing that through, and I just want to be able to see the dough coming together. So once I can see that dough and the flour coming clean off the bottom of the bowl, I know we're in good shape. Okay, and I'm just going to flour my bench top here and pull that out. And we just want to knead this until we get a nice smooth dough. You really want to let your fingers tell you a little bit about what this dough is doing. So I can feel this dough is a little bit sticky, so I'm just adding a little bit more flour. Now you want to knead this until the dough gets really firm and beautifully smooth. It's only been a couple of minutes and I can see if I press my finger into that dough, the dough bounces back. Now our dumpling dough goes into a little Ziploc bag and I want to close that up. Okay, now I'm using some garlic chives for my dumplings today, and I've got these really beautiful flowering garlic chive stems, and these are really common in Thailand, but don't let that put you off. If you can't find these particular garlic chive stems, then I would just use regular Chinese garlic chives, or you can use some spring onion with some chopped fresh garlic through the dumpling mixture as well. Now for the prawns, just take half or just over half of your prawns first of all, and we're going to mince this half of the prawns very finely. Now I'm going to add a little bit of salt to that prawn paste that I've made, and then for the remaining prawns we just want some nice little chunks. These are quite large, so I'm going to cut these prawns in half first. Run my knife quickly back through those prawns. So next I want some finely chopped water chestnuts, some soy sauce, white pepper, and another good pinch of salt. Now mix that vigorously and you'll find that the filling starts to become more sticky and almost like a dough. It sort of comes together a little bit more. Okay, so let's have a look at our dough. And now that it's had time to relax a little bit, I can see if I push down, it's beautifully soft. It's had a little bit of steam time in that bag. It's ready to go. So let's just get a little bit of flour out onto this bench top. Cut that in half first. Okay, so I'm just rolling that out into a log, making sure it's even, and then cut these into little pieces. Now just roll them up into little balls. Let's now make our wrappers. So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. The best utensil is a plastic cup. Okay, so now that we've got about a palm-sized circle of dumpling wrapper, now what I want to do is flatten out the edges, because of course whenever you're making a dumpling you're folding the edges onto each other, which means the edges should be thinner than the middle part of the wrapper. Now make sure you're putting plenty of flour on top of those wrappers once you've got them rolled so they don't stick together. Now to make our beautiful dumplings, take one of these wrappers, and for a homemade wrapper, which is about just over palm size, you can add in a heaped tablespoon of filling. Now if you're using store-bought gyoza wrappers, you'll find you'll need to fill it a little bit less. We just focus on the top half of that dumpling wrapper first and make those pleats there. So bottom half still has no pleats, it's nice and flat, and then we go on the other side, pleat that side, and there you go. Push everything together. Now to achieve the ultimate pot sticker, we really want to get that crispy, crunchy bottom plus that nice, chewy, steamed dumpling wrapper. So just one more little technique we need to master to get it right, and that's the cooking method. So a little bit of oil into a non-stick pan. Now once that oil's hot, I want to put in my dumpling, and I just want to hear the barest whisper of a sizzle. We want to let these gently sizzle away a little and start to get some of that caramelization on the bottom, just for a couple of minutes. So once I can see just that little bit of golden brown starting to happen on the bottom, now we want to start the steaming process. So make sure you've got a lid for your pan and put that over the pan to protect yourself from the oil that's going to splatter out when we pour the water in. That water should come up about a quarter of the way up the side of the dumpling, and then put the lid on and let that steam away. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit as well. Now, after about 5 minutes, I can see that those dumpling skins are starting to get nice and tender. What I want to do is just take that lid off a little bit to release some of that steam, because eventually we want that water to completely evaporate. Now, while those dumplings are cooking, I'm going to make a very simple dumpling sauce with some soy sauce, a little bit of vinegar, some sesame oil, and a good spoonful of chili powder. So it's been a couple more minutes, and now I'm going to take the lid off completely. So the dumplings themselves will tell you when they're ready. I can see that the liquid has just about all but evaporated, and when I lift up the dumpling, it comes away cleanly from the bottom of the pan, so it's not sticking, and it's beautifully charry and crispy and dark brown on the bottom. It's just exactly what we want.